Hello everyone, it's Dawn McPhee here from Dawn's Inspirations. I just wanted to share with you what I'm going to be bringing to the craft store on Hochanda on the 26th of June at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. British Summer Time here in the UK. I'm with Pink Frog again. It's fantastic. I've worked really well with them. And we're bringing along 2 new memory book bundles. You've got the large, which is here, okay, and you've also got the medium, which is going to be this size in here. If I put that up against there, you will see the difference. So you've got the medium albums and the large. So you've got a choice of whatever you prefer. And this is the landscape portrait memory books. So in these bundles, you're going to make 4 albums. Now you've got the choice of, are you going to make landscape albums or portrait albums? This is where you're going to use your creativity and you can choose. So you're getting 2 for the price of 1 really. So it's just great fun. So obviously they come in the 2 sizes. You're going to make 4 albums. In the video I showed you previously, I showed you how to put the landscape one together. But what I want to do this time is show you how to put together a portrait one. Okay, so in the bundles you're also going to get your cutting guide, which is all your measurements to do landscape and portrait in the 2 different sizes, and your written instructions. Okay, so just watch the show and it will all be there for you. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is I've cut my 2 pieces from the A4 for my cover. So I'm going to pop these into my scoreboard and I'm going to score these. So just make sure I've got them the right way round for scoring. And you'll see with all my measurements that I do, when I put something by something, I always go along and down, always. So you can't go wrong. Okay, so I've got my 2 covers here. So let's just butt this right up and I will give these their score line. But as I say, all the cutting and scoring guide is actually in your bundles, so you haven't got to worry at all. Okay, so it's all there ready for you. So that is for my cover. I'm just going to go through the basics of this album. If you want to know start to finish, if you watch the previous video, you will see a start to finish on the landscape. But I wanted to show you the twist on making it into a portrait album. Okay, so principles are basically the same really, but there's just a little twist. That's why I wanted to just share this with you. So I'm going back in with my EVA, because the nice thing about these bundles from Pink Frog is the cardstock is acid and lignin free. So it's perfect for memory albums, scrapbooking. And when we mean acid and lignin free, what this means is it's not going to yellow. You know, sometimes where your grannies and that have stuck photos in albums and used sellotape and stuff like that, and it's all gone brown and yellowy, and the photographs have as well. This isn't going to do that, okay, because your paper is acid and lignin free. If you decorate with scrapbook papers that are acid lignin free, you're going to be fine. The glue you're using is acid and lignin free, so you're going to be absolutely fine. And then I'm just going to stick my 2 hinges together. So I'm not on the score line, you come away from the score line, because otherwise it's not going to do that. Okay, so make sure that's stuck down, and then always burnish, because good construction with a mini book or memory book will mean it will last. I've been making them for years now, and yes, they last, but they will only last and test the time of people keep looking at them if you've got good construction, good products. So that's my cover. Now we're going to go in and cut our hinge. Now with the landscape, this is your card size you're going to get in your bundle. You'll notice that we always just cut the height of the card, because that's the size of card we're using. But when we're going to turn it and go landscape, your card size is taller. Okay, so again, on your guide here are all the measurements you're going to need. Okay, so it's all written down for you. I've done the thinking. You don't need to. You just need to enjoy creating and making them. That's what it's all about. So I'm just going to cut these. So I've cut these to the height I need, and then I'm just going to do my 3 sizes like we do normally. But as I say, all your measurements are there, so you do not have to worry whatsoever. Okay, because as I say, I've done all the thinking for you. And then these little scraps, you know me, don't throw these away. You could use these to stamp titles, little sentiments to die cut out and then put on in your album to decorate. So never throw those away, always keep them. So I've got my 3 hinge pieces. So now let's get these scored. So bring my scoreboard back up. So I'll just get these scored. This is the biggest one out the 2. So all the way down, turn, all the way down again, and then the same thing again. It's going to be lovely if you could join me over on the craft channel. I'll put a link below to all the ways you can watch it. If you can't join me Saturday, don't worry, because the craft channel on their website have a rewind that you can go back and watch the show up to 30 days after it's been on. So you've still got a chance to see how it's all done. Okay, so again, score and burnish. And the lovely thing about the Pink Frog card, this is acid and malignant free card. Honestly, I cannot say it enough. Acid and lignin free is absolutely brilliant. But look, there's no compromise on the quality. Just absolutely stunning quality. No cracking at all. So I've been thrilled to bits. And remember, when you're scoring is your guides. You haven't got to dig it in. Okay, you're not going down, you're not digging in. Just draw it like a pencil. Okay, and then your burnishing after is your reinforcement. Okay, and then that way you're never going to have a problem. I do know people that can score and have all sorts of issues. Again, it could be down to the quality of the card you're using, but also the technique you're applying. So, but I found with this, no problems whatsoever. So this is our start of our hinge. Now the difference with the hinge on the landscape is the size of tape you're going to use. Now on the show I'm going to be bringing a bundle of 4. I've lost one. It's disappeared off my craft desk. It's jumped away. Now you will notice in the it's disappeared. I've lost one. It's under all, honestly, I've got so much paper and card here because I just get carried away making more and more. So on our landscape one, you'll know that I use the 12mm red line tape. Okay, on your portrait you're going to use 9mm red line tape, and I wouldn't suggest you use anything more, and all is going to come clear as I will share with you. But on the show as well, you're going to have your bundle with the 4 sizes, so you have everything you need. So do grab it if you don't have it. So this time, when you apply your tape, I want you to apply your tape as close to the edge as you can. Okay, so I'm going right up to that top edge. I'm not coming near the score line. And this is where the portrait album is slightly different, because you are not going to but your page right up, and this is why I wanted to share with you. So that's one side. Again, mitre, but only mitre from where the tape is. So you see where the tape is? That's my score line. That's straight, and I've only mitred where the tape is. And again, give that a burnish to get the glue right into the fibres of the paper, which means it comes off a lot easier than when you're trying to fight with a pokey tool and things. I wrap mine round just for ease, just because I'm saving myself a cutting motion. But this is the nice thing about these albums. The pages are done that you do not have to cut them. You're cutting your covers from your A4, and we've done that because you've got the option of landscape and portrait. You're cutting your photo mats from your A4, but then that gives you an option of what size photo mats you want to put into your album. I've given you a guide, but you might not want to go with what I've given you. Okay, so really all you're doing is cutting one card for your hinge. Your pages are all you don't got to do any cutting. Okay, so this is why they are so quick and easy to put together. And I did say it on the last show I was on with the square memory albums in the 6 and 8-inch size. They are addictive. And yes, I've had messages and people have said to me, you're right, they are addictive. And I did tell you, because they're addictive because they're quick and easy to make. You can decorate them however you wish. I'll share some finished ones I've done with you. You don't always have to use pattern paper either. I've used some of the lovely Pink Frog stamps on mine, so you don't always have to use papers. So that is the beauty of it. If you are going to archive old photos, please do use papers that are acid and lignin free as well. So with your acid and lignin free card from Pink Frog, your EVA glue from Pink Frog that is acid and lignin free, if your scrapbook papers that you're using to decorate are as well, you're not going to go wrong. You are on a winner. Okay, and by saying acid and lignin free, what it means is your photos and anything that you put in there is not going to go yellow. Okay, so you know, remember when your granny used to stick photos in one of those big scrapbook albums, you know, and they turn all yellow and they just don't look very nice. That is what this isn't going to do. So next thing we're going to do is stick down. So going in with the trusted EVA. Okay, so I'm going along. The nice thing about the fine nozzle bottles as well is I've got more control. Okay, it dries clear so I do not have to worry, but I've got more control over what I'm doing. Now your little one that I'm sticking down now will literally fit flat on the 2 score lines. If you look, it's on the 2 score lines on either side. And then if you just lift it up just to check before it sets dry that you're happy that it's where you want it to be. Yes, bone folder. Go in with it, get that bone folder out. Okay, so that's your, these are your hinges for your pages. So this is called Stack the Deck. I think a lady called Laura Dennison first brought this out. So this is a Stack the Deck hinge system. So this is what she designed, and basically you can stack up as many of these as you wish to do. For my album I'm keeping it to 4 because you're going to have a page on each side, so you're going to have 8 pages, which I think is ample. Now this is my twist on it. I always add this extra bit where I stick it at the back to counterlever it. I found this makes the spine more substantial, and it means your album lays nice and flat and you haven't got to worry. So again, I'm going in with my EVA. You've got more control with the bottle. I've got ladies doing my scrapbook classes now that are using them, and they've said, Dawn, why did you not bring these to us years ago? Well, I didn't know about them years ago. And they say they are a real game changer. They have used them a lot. Remember Glue School, ladies. I know Claire bought it to you over on the craft store from Pink Frog. When you finish, just get your fingers and just wipe any residue glue off your nib. Okay? Because this glue will stick metal, glass, all sorts. That's metal. Your pin's metal. If you've got glue around the edge, that's going to get stuck on. So just make sure it's all wiped clean before you go ahead and put your lid on and screw it down. Okay, if yours has got stuck on, take that part off and soak in some warm water and it should release quite easily. Okay, so we're now going to attach this one to here. This time you're going to have about 1/4 centimetre or 1/2 centimetre, so you're just gonna have to eyeball this. If you're not happy about eyeballing it, do measure it and leave yourself some pencil lines. Okay, but again, once it's where you want it to be, burnish, burnish, burnish. I know I keep saying it, but you need to. Okay, so that is all ready now to go in our cover that we made. So let me bring our cover back in. So this is the cover. Let me move that out of the way. So this is the cover. So this is going to go in here. I like to just fold them back and just make sure everything fits nicely. Can you see that? I'm going to bring it up nicely in your spine. So when you put this in your cover, you're going to have a gap top and bottom because your cover is 1 centimetre bigger than your spine. Alright, so first thing you're going to do, going in again with my lovely glue, you're going to glue one fin. Okay, little squiggle down there. Alright, fold these back and you're going to put this not on the score line. Okay, otherwise it's not going to fold. And then pop this down and you're going to have a gap top and bottom. Just remember that. Top and bottom gap. So pop that down. Make sure you're happy with everything. Excuse me if you can see my head. Okay, once you're happy with that, again, trusty bone folder goes in. If you've got any glue where you've moved it to wiggle it, just wipe that with your finger, but it dries clear so you do not have to worry. And then you're going to do exactly the same on this side. Okay, so far, apart from the showing you the extra different cutting guide for your portrait, everything is more or less the same as the landscape. Okay, so there's not too much difference, and that's why I wanted to bring you the twist that you could do both. Now the other thing that's slightly different is the way you're going to join your pages. All right, so I've got one I started here. I'm going to bring this in. Now before I do, you've got your pages. Okay, pretend I've decorated but I haven't. So with the other book, you butted up close. Remember, you butted up close and you flapped it down. You're not going to do this with this. No, 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 you're not. Let me just wipe my nib off my glue. You're not going to do this with this, because if you do that, when you go to try and open the pages, it's going to be very hard to get that flap open because it's too close to the spine. This is why I've put the tape, the narrower tape, the 9mm tape on, because you're going to actually stick this to the edge of your tape. That is going to be your guide. So you're going to have this gap. Then you can open your flaps. So that is why I really, really, really want you to use 9mm tape on your portraits. Okay, so let me bring in the one I've started to fill up. So I've already gone ahead and started to fill these pages. Now can you see here what I mean. Because it doesn't fit right close to the spine, you can still open your flaps. So if I bring a portrait one in to share, right, can you see this portrait, landscape one, sorry, that's but right up close. But your portrait is not. You're going to have that gap, and you need that gap. Okay, I'm sorry I keep banging on about it, but I don't want you to make a mess when you purchase these lovely bundles to make your memory albums. I want you to be able to do them properly. So the way I put these in my album is I put the top one on first, so I'm lining it up with where I want to be. So as I've already started, I'm going to come this way. All right, so I've got that nice waterfall, and I can line all my pages up top and bottom. So I'm going to take this side off. You can see how quick the tape comes off by giving it that extra burnish as well. Now I know some of you may be frightened of red line tape, purely because you think once it's stuck, I'm not going to get it off. Little tip, if you've got your glue, just put yourself a couple of dots just along. It will just allow you a little bit more wiggle room, but act quickly. So line this up where you want it to be. I've just got my nail under here as well, so it's not going flat down. Making sure we're in line here with the pages top and bottom, and then press that down. There we go, done. Easy as pie. Okay, once you've done it once, you'll understand what I mean by having that gap. You need that gap. Okay, so could you see that's the back of the spine, that's my hinge, I've got my gap. So now we're going to go in and do the next one exactly the same. So we take the reverse off, red line tape off, and we do exactly like we normally do. So all around the edge, and the fine bottles are a game changer with this. I'm sorry I keep banging on about it, but they are marvellous. Put a few dots along if you're concerned. Okay, your choice. Wipe your lid. Put it all together. Okay, it doesn't seep out, but it's just quite nice to get it all put away. She says, and I can't get my pin in. Doing it live on camera is not good. There we go, that's done. Bring my page in. So with this album, you've got your pocket at the bottom. Okay, so again, I'm going to hold my hand where the red line tape is, not sticking that down. First bit I'm sticking down is towards this edge, so everything lines up correctly. So just make sure it's all lined up correctly where you want it to be, which it is. See, I've still got my hand under here, hasn't gone down yet. Don't know if I can lift that up just to share with you. Can you see it's not gone down yet? Okay, and then when you're happy, bring it down and go in and burnish. And what I like to do is to lift both flaps up, go in with your bone folder, burnish, burnish, burnish. There we go. And that is all ready to go. So your album lays flat like we want them to. Perfect. All the pages lay beautifully flat. So when you're looking at it, but the other nice thing is as you're looking at it, you can open your flaps. They're not interfering by being too close together with the spine. Then the last thing you're going to do is to grab your photo mats. Again, the cutting size is on your size chart. So you've got your cutting guide here, You've got your measurements, you've got your cutting guide for all your pattern papers as well. So I've thought of everything for you, and I will just share some finished ones with you. So these are all going to go in here. You've got enough to put a photo mat in each one. If you want to add more photo mats, do so, but please use acid and lignin free card to do it, if you're going to do it at all. Okay, so please do that, because it would be a shame when you've gone this far to use the wrong product. It just would be a real shame. Okay, so, and I know some of you may say, well, I'll use digital prints, so I don't need to worry because I've got them. In years to come, you might not. I've recently lost my mum and dad, and I've got loads of photographs. Okay, but once my dad took digitally, we can't find. Okay, we can't find the negatives to half of the other photographs. So please archive, journal, write down who they are, where it was, when it was, write it all down so everybody knows. So let me share with you some finished ones. This is the medium. Okay, no, sorry, this is the large. So this is another large album, all finished. This time I've just rounded the edges, but this is it. You're going to have the basics. You can now go on and use your artistic license. When I'm doing things like the photo mats, you're going to put paper, you're going to put photographs on here. Don't waste your paper. Okay, I make these as little pockets. So just put an L of glue. All right, then you can slide memorabilia, photo clippings, newspaper prints, tickets, anything in there. So that's another finished one there. I've done another one here. This is the medium size. So that's the large. This is the medium. Okay, this time I put a ribbon tie. Again, use your artistic license, use your creativity, go mad. Okay, to do things. It's just so much fun, and using all those papers that you've got. All right, so that's one with a tie. So let's tie that back up, so you could do a tie. If you watch the show, I'm going to show you one that I've turned into a handbag. All right, as well. I've done, oh, this one here. This is beautiful. There you go. Use your pink frog stamps. Why not stamp? Stamp and cut out and decoupage some up. Those pink frog stamps are absolutely beautiful. Just doing some inking and then some stamping, just keeping it really simple and crisp looking. There's the lily stamps there, and then we've got the daisies. You know, it's just absolute fun to use. In fact, there might be the sunflowers, I think. I've got so confused, got so many beautiful stamps from them. But yes, just use your stamps. Why not? And on these, you'll see that I've actually used the acid and lignin coloured card. You can get that in the A4 and 12x12 to actually matte and layer my front covers. So it just makes things pop and stand out a little bit more. So have fun with them, and I hope you enjoy them. They are addictive. If you haven't signed up for my YouTube channel, Dawn's Inspirations, please do, because you'll see all what's going on. Join me on Facebook, over on my Facebook page, Dawn's Inspirations. I put all the events I'm going to be doing over on there. I am also over on the Pink Frog Inspirations page. So when you've done your finished albums, please share them, because I'd love to see what you've done. So let me just bring those in shot. So we've got 2 of the large, and I've got 2 of the medium here. I've got more around as well. I've got so many decorated up. So join me over on the craft show. I will be over there, the craft store, sorry. I will be over there on Saturday. I would love you to join me and see how to make these amazing albums. But please don't worry, if you purchase the bundle, your measurement guide and your instruction sheets is coming in free of charge just for you. So I look forward to seeing you then. I'm Dawn McPhee of Dawn's Inspirations. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.